I just got my first flat tire and my Tesla doesn't have a spare. Now what? I'm Frugal Tesla Guy and I'm going to share with you my unique situation. It was a typical Sunday afternoon and my wife, father-in-law and I were visiting some family about 15 miles away from home. After about an hour-long visit, we decided to take my mother-in-law to a spot my wife had discovered not too long ago. Now, upon pulling out of the driveway and into the street, I started getting alerts to pull over safely and check for a flat tire. And there it was, a tire that was completely flat. And upon further inspection of the tire, it had a big, fat bolt in it. Now, much like that of a nail, I thought I would fill it up with air to see if the air would stay in the tire. Unfortunately, once I did get it up to the desired pressure and turn off the air compressor, you could clearly hear the hiss of air escaping the tire. And as my luck would have it, this was all happening on a Sunday when pretty much all the options for flat repair are closed. I was concerned we wouldn't be able to make it home. So I called Tesla Roadside service and was on hold for about 3 minutes before I was talking to a roadside assistant. Now I told him my situation, which also included the fact that I was literally scheduled to get new tires the next day. Now once he figured out where I was, he gave me a few options. Now the first was to have a spare brought to me, but that would require me to eventually swap the spare for the repaired tire at the Tesla Service Center in Chico. Now, number one, that's over an hour away, and number two, as I mentioned, I was getting new tires the next day and didn't need my original tire. The other option was to send out a tow truck to take me to the nearest service center of my choice. Now, the problem with that is I didn't want to leave it at Le Schwab overnight because it's not exactly the best neighborhood and I didn't want anything to happen to the car. Not quite sure what to do at that point, the roadside assistant told me to call back at any time once I do make a decision. After discussing it with my wife and father-in-law, we decided to see if we could make it home in the car. So I topped off the tire one last time and we were off. Okay, so we're probably, about 15 miles from home. And we had a full-on flat. We've got a bolt in the tire, and I called Roadside Service, and Roadside Service was very helpful. They were very quick to respond. They said it would take about an hour to get someone to where we were, and then the tow truck would take us where we needed to, whether it was going to be Le Schwab, which is we're actually going to get getting some new tires, believe it or not, tomorrow. But of course, this happened. But they were willing to take me to Le Schwab and then have it just stay there overnight, and then they would put my tires on tomorrow. However, that being said, I didn't want to have it towed there because I didn't feel safe leaving it there overnight. It's not the best neighborhood, and I didn't want to leave the car parked there overnight. So I think if we just keep an eye on it, we are watching it slowly drop. It just dropped another PSI from 36 to 35. I'm going to try to take it slow. I'm going on back roads, and we'll see if we can make it. So, yeah, so far so good. We'll see if we get home. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're probably about halfway home right now, and we've dropped from 35 to 31 PSI. So there certainly is a steady drop, but it's certainly nothing that I'm terribly concerned about. I think as long as we keep it at a decent speed, we're not going too fast, like this Chevy, whatever that is in front of us that likes to show off with his big loud mufflers. As long as we keep it at a steady speed, and I'm going 50 now, that's probably about the fastest I want to go, and keep a close eye on it, and just be cautious to make sure we don't get a blowout. I think we're going to be okay. So the plan is this: I'm going to take it home, and I'm gonna let it just probably go all the way flat, fill it up tomorrow morning, go to work with the bolt still in the tire, and then right after work I'm gonna take it over to Le Schwab. Hopefully they'll have my tires at that point, and this will all be in the past. So we'll kind of keep trekking along, see how it is. Still at 31 PSI. Yeah, halfway home. Let's see if we make it. All right, so we're a couple of blocks away from home, about 27 psi, so it has dropped significantly since we left, but at least we made it safe and sound. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the plan, get to work tomorrow, and hopefully Le Schwab has my tires ready to go. If not, we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens. And maybe even Le Schwab can make a quick fix for me tomorrow before installing the tires. So all is good. So I decided as an added precaution to basically jack the car up a little bit here to keep some of the pressure off the tire so the tire doesn't get too damaged. I mean, I'm getting new tires tomorrow anyway, but that way I just don't at least crush the tire. And of course I've got that hockey puck in there. So yeah, just kind of one little added precaution. As expected, I had a completely flat tire the next morning and needed to fill it up again, which took about 10 minutes. Now I made it to work with about 25 psi in the tire, finished my shift, and once again needed to fill up the tire. Okay, so you can probably hear the air compressor in the background. It's still filling up here a little bit. Down to 0 again this morning after coming to work. So I had to fill it up this morning before coming to work, filling it up again. But the good news is Le Schwab does have my new tires in. So I'm gonna be heading over there and getting brand new tires. So I'm very excited about that. But all in all, this was probably would have been easier if I did have a spare tire, but we don't have that. So we've got to do little workarounds, and that's just kind of keeping the tire filled as I've got this big bolt in the tire. Now I did make it to Le Schwab without any problems and get all new tires in the end. Now be sure to check out my video to follow this one, taking you through the research process and deciding which tire to get. I'll be sure to put a link to it in the description below once it's ready. Now, as I mentioned earlier, to have a spare tire would have made this entire process a lot easier. All I would have had to do is swap out the flat tire with the spare, and I could have driven home and then to work the next day in confidence before getting my new tires. As with anything else, there are pros and cons to owning an EV. Now, one of those cons is the fact that there is no spare tire. However, and I've mentioned this before in an earlier video, this is not a new concept. In fact, according to Consumer Reports, about 1/3 of new cars today do not come with a spare tire in an attempt to save space and reduce weight for better fuel economy. Now, my Nissan Leaf didn't have a spare tire, and at one point I did have to use the compressor and tire sealant kit that came with the car when I had a flat tire. And my wife's Chevy Volt doesn't have a spare tire either, but thankfully have yet to get a flat tire. Any way you look at it, getting a flat tire is no fun at all. Even if you have a spare tire, you still need to take off the lug nuts, jack up the car with a flimsy car jack, take off the flat tire and replace it with the spare, and then reverse the process. With an EV, and in this case a Tesla, you need to call Roadside Service to get a spare tire delivered to you. Watch them swap out tires, and then you're on your way. Granted, having your own spare tire will most likely take less time, but requires you to do labor and in some cases maybe out in the cold and the rain. Well, as we all know, there's a lot of storage in the back of the Tesla Model 3, including that little hidden compartment. So the question is, could have Tesla designed some kind of space back there to allow for a spare tire? Whether it's something they provide or something you as a consumer could choose whether or not you want to carry around that extra weight. But in the end, it's just not there. However, not all hope is lost if you insist on having a spare tire. Now, there are companies that sell full kits that fit in the trunk of the car. Now, the kits typically come with the spare tire and everything else you would need to change a tire, including that car jack I was talking about earlier. Now, this kit here can be purchased on Amazon for about $389, but once you factor in shipping and tax, it will be closer to $450. In the end, it's up to you to decide if not having a spare tire is a deal breaker. Now that I've had to deal with the reality of not having a spare, I can honestly say it doesn't bother me. But to be fair, I wasn't in the middle of nowhere, hundreds if not thousands of miles from home, waiting for the spare tire to be delivered. That would be an entirely different experience. Well, that wraps up yet another video. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed this video and found it to be helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, you can also help support this channel by clicking the subscribe button. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and stay positively charged.